let's talk Kirkland Members Mark. These are both size 4s, and we're going to do a comparison on them. So there's your pads. Kirkland's on top. Here's your height. They're about the same. These are pretty similar build diapers. I'm going to tell you, they feel the same. All right, so here's the Members Mark. There's your back. Here's your tab. Nice stretch there. And there's your front. And a close look at the pad. And it does have an up the back blowout protection. Here's your Kirkland. A little bit of stretch. Here's your tab. Here's your front. It does have that stuff here to try and make the tab stick better. Here's your pad. And it does have an up the back blowout protection. But I'm going to tell you, if you don't release that, it's not going to do you any good. So you better be releasing that before you put it on baby. I'm also going to say, tabs that have stretch are easier to get a better fit on than just back scrunch. I like back scrunch. I don't have a problem with it, but if you're not using it properly, you're not going to get a great fit. This is always much easier to apply and get a good fit. It's just preference. And taking the time to apply it properly. Because I can tell you, if you don't stretch the back scrunch out on a diaper that only has back scrunch, you're not going to get a great fit. And there's your pads. Actually looks like this one is a little bit thicker, which that is your Members Mark. Sorry, the look, I never remember. So your Members Mark looks like it's a little bit thicker of a pad. All right, so this is Members Mark. That's the front. This is your Kirkland. And this is my front. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set this up. We're going to do 2 80 ml pours in the diapers, and then we'll do some blots and see how it does. Let me get the pours ready. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. I got a little ahead of myself in the video. Normally I have those prepped and ready to go. So I'm going to do 2 pours. They each get 2 cups because my cups don't hold 80 mLs. So I have to do 2. So that's a total of 80 mLs that I'm pouring in. Do the same thing over here. And I do pour middle to front because that's usually where most of the urination is going. And I do the 80 mLs because that's about what an average size baby wearing a size 4 baby or size 4 diaper would be urinating each time. All right. And I give those just a moment before I do the quick blot. Okay. All right, you can see everything. Yeah, that's pretty wet. And so is that. Pretty comparable on those 2. All right, we're going to give that 1 minute, and then we will come back and we will do another blot and a second pour. All right, we're back, and there's the timer. All right, let's go ahead and do the 1 minute blot. And that did much better. I mean, it's still damp, but not nearly as wet as it was. And same thing here. Very similar how these are performing. All right, let's do the second pour, which would be like a second PP in the diaper. And I know a lot of us change every time, but sometimes we're out and about. Sometimes they're napping. And so we don't always get it every time, so it's good to know if they're going to be dry after 2 little PPs in their diapers. All right, we're going to set the timer for 1 minute. These diapers, build-wise, feel very, very similar. They are both 20 cents a diaper for size 4. These are both membership diapers, so you need to have either a Sam's Club or a Costco membership to get these, so take that into consideration. But otherwise, these diapers are very similar. They're both unclear whether or not they have, if they're free of PFAS, but otherwise they're free of phthalates, parabens, lotions, dyes, and fragrances, which is all good. It's what we want. They are ECF, so they're elementally chlorine free. Still means they use chlorine derivatives, which can leave behind some contaminants, and it can do it into the environment too. So I prefer TCF. My grandson had a bad reaction to multiple different brands of ECF diapers. We got them all into totally TCF, and everything was better. He has not had that horrible, like that, kind of like that burn. It looked like a burn. It was awful. It was blistery and open. It was terrible. All right, so here you go. That is wet, wet. And that is the Member's Mark. That is wet, wet. Let's see what your Kirkland looks like. And same thing. So again, these diapers are performing the same. They're very similar. I'm just looking at the pads when they're wet. Trying to see. Yeah, it looks like it ends right there. So I like it when the pad runs all the way to the front and all the way to the side. This looks like it goes all the way to the side. I'm not sure if it's going all the way to the front. It might be. It's hard. There looks like there's a break. No, there is a break. I can feel the break. So it ends right there. There's an under pad. And so it ends right there. So this is where you're going to put more dampness, and you'll have the same thing on the back. Let's take a closer look at this one. And this one you can actually see where it ends on the side. So this does not wrap side to side. So these areas end up being real damp and wet. It looks like I'm not feeling a break, and I don't see a break. Yeah, so this one looks like it runs top to bottom. These are performing very, very similarly. Honestly, I don't see a lot of difference. So if you've used Member's Mark, Costco, or Kirkland, especially if you've used both of them, share your experience. I have over 50 different brands of diapers, probably getting close to 60, that I do the research on so you don't have to. I think it's a wash on these.